Yeah, that was with the two we were pitching back and forth. I think we had, I don't know. What do you think? Oh shit, we're going live. Never mind. I wasn't paying attention. Hey, are we live now, guys?
Not sure.
Can't tell. Hold on. Let's see.
They told me we were.
Yeah, we are.
It looks like okay, we're live. All right. I gotta pull up my YouTubes real quick. What's up, everybody?
Dang, somebody beat LTZ.
Dude, I gotta refresh. So we didn't have a cover episode, so we just kind of jumped right in tonight, guys. We'll have the music on the way out. Mute that. All right, I'm a little bit behind here. Home Turf Consulting is number one. What's up, brother? Lawn Freedom, Lawn Sauce, Eli's, of course, LTZ, Steel Cut, Shifty Carmack, Furt in the Dirt. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Oh, snap. All right. Did everybody recover from the Halloween candy splurge?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
My kids were getting they were so tired afterward, but they wanted to keep eating candy. Is ridiculous. They were getting
Sorry,
stinky.
guys. I was just finishing up a scene.
Oh,
I'm sorry about that. What's going on
What is
today,
that?
fellas?
Oh my god. I
Oh
love
man. So what we
Back
doing
door
out
all
here,
day.
boys?
That's just like oh god, that's awesome, man.
Phew. So what I
So-
miss?
Who are you supposed to be?
Is that Ron Jeremy or who is that?
That could be.
Could be.
I
Grease
was thinking like
Lightning?
a Russell Brand or something, like a B-rated Russell Brand. Then we got
Lord
Stranger in the
have
House
mercy.
Boogeyman over here. Oh man.
Uh-oh. Who we got?
Watch out for that one. Don't go in his grass. No, thank you.
Mm-mm.
Oh man.
Drunk
Yeah,
one
for
guy
real.
should ask Nate about his elephant. Oh boy.
Oh geez. Nate pointed out that I didn't see it in this post because I guess I didn't swipe through enough pictures, but the president had a KOTG pumpkin this year. That was pretty awesome. I didn't even think about that. I should have done that with my kid.
I wonder if where can I get that at?
Somewhere on the
Man, who'd you steal that hair from, Zach?
Hey, so you
Don't mind.
honestly, it's actually from a Maui costume from Moana.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So at first
Oh
I
my
looked like a
God.
Hawaiian. I had a Hawaiian shirt on, and my wife's like, "You just look like a Hawaiian porn star." And then, well, I shaved. I just left the stash. So,
Now you lost the hair. Mm-mm-mm.
so I don't know. Maybe I look like a porn star like this. I was going for a porn star.
Oh,
It
my
works.
goodness.
It works. All right, fellas. So this is episode 92 of the Keep Off the Grass live cast. Welcome, everybody. Tuesday night. I've already started drinking. I don't know if you guys have, but we might as well raise a glass. Get the show started. Keep off the grass.
Glass.
I might need a refill. I don't know.
So I don't get trick or treaters where I live. So who does?
Oh man.
So,
So many.
we had an estimated 700 to 800 kids in our neighborhood last night.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
Okay, that blows me out of the water.
Yeah.
That's
A lot of
amazing.
footprints.
So
Yeah, it is.
so our neighborhood got so packed last night, they actually closed the road. They had to call sheriff to keep people from coming in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you guys just like known to give out king size candy bars or something? Like, oh, we
I-
gotta.
Our neighborhood is the neighborhood to go to for Halloween. Apparently, this is our first year in, so
Oh, is it? Okay.
I
Well, that's
was-
awesome for you
I
guys.
couldn't believe it was like walking through a mosh pit, walking down Main Street.
Wow. That's awesome. You know, we had a lot of kids, not crazy like that, but certainly more than we've ever had in any of our neighborhoods in the past. So this was a great Halloween for us in this new neighborhood as well. It's just so cool where you don't have to walk past 3 houses before you finally find one that is actually handing out candy, especially with little kids that can't walk that far.
Hey, yo, you forgot to close out The prawn. You watching one of my videos?
I've seen him from somewhere. I don't remember where I've seen him before.
I guess first off, we have last week's Lawn of the Week winner joining us, Lawn Assassin. So I actually last year at GIE, Nate was showing me some images. He's like, "Yeah, I got this badass name." And like I don't want to use it, but like, I want to give it to somebody. And then I'm pretty sure that was Lawn and ass in.
So it was. So I moved. My old handle had my house number in it, and I hit up Nate because of his sticker designs and everything. I was like, "Look, man, I need a new logo," and he was like, "I got you." And he sent me that, and I was like, "We're rolling with it. I love it." So that's how that came about.
Dude, how many people has Nate helped? I don't know, man. Like so many guys.
Logos, everything.
Yeah, man. You need to start one of those logo Instagram pages.
Maybe he is one.
Yeah, that's true. It could be. Can't even count anymore. It's like it's just too many. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Nate's alter ego. He like this guy that's joining us tonight likes curvy stripes and
keeps it bent. Oh man. So Derek, tell us a little bit about you. So you're at a new place this year. Let the guys know who, in the live chat watching who don't know you. Tell us like, kind of, where you're at generally and what kind of lawn do you have? What are you mowing with? Give us the deets, man. How's your lawn so sexy?
So I come from Iowa. I'm about 3 hours northwest of where Nate lives, is where I grew up. And we had a yard of probably about the size of Ole's. My dad kept it up just like he does, and that's kind of what inspired me once we got out here. And I didn't know what was good for this area as far as fertilizer, seed, and everything. Complete rookie out here. So the power of Instagram introduced me to that man in the middle screen there, Mr. Olee. And he probably hates me for it till today, but I bugged the shit out of him for like a good 6 months.
Oh man.
But he got me in the right direction and everything. We got the soil test done. And it was difficult, to say the least, because the house that was built on that property was all backfilled with hard packed clay. So there was no topsoil, there was no nothing. To give you the CECs on that soil was an 18, so it was stupid tight. Yeah. I could pour water on it, and you go to stick a screwdriver in it, and it was like no water even did anything to it. So I was aerating twice a year, just trying to keep loosened. I did the Dawn dish soap trick. I did soil loosener. It didn't fucking matter. Sorry. It did not matter. So the fescue didn't work. Irrigation and everything didn't matter. So I was at a crossroads before we found this house. I was going to strip it out and completely go back in and backfill it with some good topsoil. Well, lo and behold, the man upstairs had a different plan, and we found this house. Twice the size of the yard of what I came from, and completely different element of soil. So I went from clay to sandy loam.
Yeah,
so I went
that's
from
like a 180.
it was a complete 180. So I went from a CEC of 18 to a 7. So now it's like I can water, and I go out there, and it's like I need water again already.
Yeah.
So it's been good. Olee got me on fertilizer. I've been stuck on Calaris since 2020, I think it is, when we met Olee, somewhere around there. And he's kept me on a straight and narrow there. Got me on the Mountain View seed kick. I actually went with a different seed this year with this new house. I went with a local seed called Titan. It's 2 seeds. It's an ultra and then it's called a blend. And you can either get it separate or you can have them mix it. So I did 100 pounds mixed, and it is blowing me out of the water what it looks like. Another reason why I did that is my neighbor, 3 houses down, actually won yard of the month through the neighborhood. And his fescue it's ridiculous. It's like it's so he's on a whole nother level, what he does. And so I just randomly stopped and I asked him, I said, hey, what kind of seed you use? And he told me. So I went and talked to the guys and told them what I came from and what I was using. And so we tried it out, and here we are. We'll be in this house for a year and 2 weeks now. And it's been great. Mower, I use a Craftsman, little 22-inch, what is it, 20, 22, something like that. Anyway, and new addition coming in tomorrow. I just got a lawn striper kit, so.
Ooh, nice.
I'm excited about that.
Oh, you're gonna love it, man. It makes a huge difference. At least it does for me with having a fescue lawn. You know, I mean, maybe somebody with bluegrass or ryegrass can stripe without. But oh man, yeah. I wanted to make like a video where you mow without it and then you mow with it, just to kind of see, even for myself, like how big of a difference is it. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to see that.
Right now, I got the big old rubber flap on the back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's about 6 inches that lay out the back.
So how many square feet are you working with?
65.
Okay. All right. That's respectable. That's good.
Yeah.
Nothing, not like Olee level, but residential size.
No, so funny story when I first started talking to him, whatever, and we were talking numbers, fertilizer and all that, whatever. And he was like, how big's your yard? And I said, 4,500. And he said, I don't know how to count that low. That's
yeah. It's like, I'm talking in acres, man. That's what I'm working on here.
He said, I don't know how to calculate that. You have to give me a minute.
throw a few zeros on there, and then we'll be on the same level. Good Lord.
So, but yeah, it's been good. Wife's a big supporter. Sometimes she thinks I have a problem, but everybody has one at least. So I'll take it.
I think at this point, the wives kind of, I mean, either they get it or they don't. You know what I mean? Like they know we're all we're into it. We're having fun with it. It's our thing, and it's
before,
great.
Like we could be going to the bar after work, getting messed up with our friends and stuff, and coming home drunk. I come home right after work every night, but I want to go out on the lawn sometimes.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, yeah, it's all about perspective,
Yep.
So did you get trick-or-treaters? And if so, do you do anything special to your lawn before Halloween to make it really pop?
So I cut it the day before Halloween, and my neighbor across the cul-de-sac from me, we both did our renos at the same time. And I sent him a message on Facebook. I said, hey man, I see you, are you going to mark your yard off? And he said, I'm thinking about it. And I said, I'll get the caution tape, and I'll be home about 4 o'clock. So we both literally caution taped off our whole yard. I just had my 4-year-old, so we walked. I didn't have any trick-or-treaters, but I had it. It looked like a crime scene around my house. So I didn't have any walkers in my yard, nor did he. So
what, you and the neighbor, they're not directly next to you? It sounds like they're like a couple houses down or whatever.
Yeah. My whole street actually is really competitive.
Are they?
With yards? Yeah.
That's good.
Two of them use services. We had a service out here called Virginia Roots. They sold out to Virginia Green. And they're complaining about it a little bit just because they jacked the prices up after COVID and all that whatnot. But I mean, it's probably one of the most reputable companies. Like if it was just me and wanted to reach out to somebody, that would be a company I would go to. Not like what's that one company that just does shit work?
True something.
True Green, yeah. Yeah. So my neighbor right next door has been using True Green for the last year, and it's like a bomb field. It's
They're going to be coming to you
Horrible.
asking like, so what are you doing that
Oh, he already
True Green's
has.
not? Has he? Yeah. Oh yeah.
He sees me out there all the time.
So
I
your
tried
one
to-
neighbor, you were saying they did a reno like you did. Did they do a full on like, start from dirt and grass?
The one across the street did. We both did.
Okay. So how does his lawn look compared to yours?
He's doing really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So the
Except
competition is on.
he went with a different seed. He went with Mountain View Southern Belle. I didn't particularly like it. Nothing against Mountain View. So I'd be interested to try something else if they had something out here for it, like that 365 maybe. But it does well out here. There's a few people in the neighborhood that do use the Southern Belle, but majority of the people use the Titan. That's the go-to anyway.
Cool.
So
What about
Olee,
you,
how many
Joe?
trick-or-treaters do you get? 0.
He had
What do you-
he had one in the house.
I was gonna say, what do you guys do?
We went.
Yeah.
We went out. So we went out and actually trick or treated, but we don't have any lights on or anything here.
Sure. Yeah.
They're more for like around here, more like in a neighborhood or church parking lot or something of
Sure.
that nature.
Like trunk or treat.
So
type
not on the
stuff.
main road or drag or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We're
but,
in like a little subdivision, and like Derek, this is our first fall at the new place. And I don't know, it was tons of trick-or-treaters, man. It was like, we left the house at 6:30, went around the neighborhood, got back around 8. And cause the kids were spent, we were ready to be done, but they just kept coming. And I looked at our little like doorbell cam, and it was like every 2 to 3 minutes was another person coming up to the door for that full hour and a half. I was like, this is awesome. And you could see all the kids walking around the neighborhood, and it's like, oh, I saw that kid down the street, and oh, there's Hulk, I remember seeing that kid, so it was really cool having actual neighbors that participate and stuff. So I'm pumped, man. So far, this has been a really cool move for the family and a fun neighborhood. But yeah, no, we had a great time. I'm sure, Nate, you guys, do you guys go in your neighborhood area when you trick or treat, or what do you guys do?
Yeah, so we have a pretty good setup because we have like it's off the beaten path, and there's like you come down a T intersection, it goes off to a couple cul-de-sacs, and it's kind of like I said, it's back in it's kind of on the edge of town. It's not a lot of people probably don't even know this area is here, and so the people that come over here, those people will come and park and then walk the neighborhood, then get in their car and go to like another neighborhood. But for us, it's perfect because we live like in the middle of the two cul-de-sacs. So we just walked right, went down, went through one cul-de-sac, walked back up to the other one, then back to the house and called it good. But actually, we went with kids one way. Then when we got back to our house, I went up and I got our candy bowl. We just leave the candy bowl on the front steps, and
Yeah.
kids come up and grab it. But I put my mask on and everything, and I stood there and I was wearing all black. I had like this was like all black, and I just stood in the middle of the driveway kind of up by the house, and I had like a stereo playing some spooky music, and I just stood there holding the bowl, and I like it didn't move. And people would come up, and like there's a lot of people are like, I don't know if it's real or not, And even like there's a couple adults. One of my daughter's teachers came up, and they're like scared to like grab the candy and everything. So it's pretty funny. And then you get to like I'll say fourth graders. I don't know exactly what they were. At that age, you think you're getting a little hot shit and stuff.
Mhm.
Your balls are starting to drop, so you think you're cool and stuff. And so like they come up and they're like, oh, like this is this. And I'm just standing there, I'm not breaking anything. And then they're like kind of questioning, like, oh, maybe is it real? And then the dude's like, oh, give me 5. And he's like slaps my hand and all that. And I don't move. And all of a sudden, so they're just sitting there. And all of a sudden they like, all right, let's leave. And they turn, and I started walking after them, and they look back and they just booked, like just took off bolting, running away, screaming. So it was fun. Like I had some fun with it.
I love it, man.
Like growing up, we lived in a really cool neighborhood, and my parents were always like, my parents win like Halloween costumes or parties and stuff all the time. Even to this day, my parents are like, my dad's like 65, and they still dress up like to the T. It helps that my stepmom is what used to be a professional seamstress. And so they literally like she'll make their costumes, like whatever they want to do. and really, really good costumes every year. They get into it. But growing up, I remember like we'd put like a statue or like a mummy out in the front of like the bench, and then like wearing like flannel and like jeans for like the whole week. And then on Halloween night, my dad would wear that same outfit and he'd sit out there.
Yeah.
And so, all the neighborhood kids are like, oh, it's just a dummy that's been out there all week. And then you come up Halloween night and he'd be sitting there and, you'd like jump at him and stuff. So
that's smart. That is smart. Yeah. Cause they kind of get accustomed to it. Cause we have the school bus drop off is like pretty close to our house. So like kids will come walking by and they would walk by our house. We might have to do something like that one of these years, as they get used to, they get a little complacent, like, oh, it's just the Petries with their fake guy, pumpkin head guy, whatever they're called.
Yeah. But no, it was actually kind of fun. So like around here, like it starts at 6:00. And so it's sunsets like 6:30. So when we first went out, it was still kind of light and you could see yards and stuff like that. And there's a couple of neighbors that do their lawn really, really nice around here. And I could hear some of the other dads like talking, like people maybe not be from the neighborhood, like, oh, like, look at that lawn. Look at that lawn. And I'm sitting here and like, God, like, wonder what they're going to say about mine and stuff like that.
I'm not even at my house to hear it.
Yeah. But anyway, so, you're going all around and you're sitting there and my kids are like, I've kind of taught them, but they'll run around the yard, and go up to the house and even those people are just like, oh, just come through the yard, and stuff like that. But it's fun. It's fun. I didn't really have I had a few kids walk through the yard and I wanted to say something, just to mess, like to mess with them, like not being serious at all. Like that was kind of, I wanted to like somehow, like when the kids would get to the candy or like when they'd come to the candy bowl, I wanted to be like, don't walk on the grass or I'm going to haunt you or something like that. Like I was trying to think of like stuff to mess with them about, but it was fun. But I definitely did. So our trick or treat was Sunday night. So Sunday during the day, I did, I mowed pretty good there. Made sure I hit it from both northwest or north, south, east, west, freshened everything up, made it look good. So.
Yeah, we had in our neighborhood, I hadn't really seen this before, where folks would have like their fire pits out in the driveways. Everybody's got like a flat driveway and they're just like, one year some folks were in their garage listening to a Chiefs game or watching a Chiefs game and had that playing in the garage. But, that was like different. But this year, I don't know, this whole neighborhood had like everybody was doing something cool, something different. It seemed like every little nook and cranny of the neighborhood had something fun, people participate, and that was really cool. So I was like, these are got some ideas for when the kids are older and they can kind of go on their own. We can hang out in the driveway and listen to music and get a fire pit. That sounds like a good time.
So does anyone hand out the parent get treats, or have the one table with like the bush lights or a cooler, and then have the other one for the kids?
I thought about that, but I didn't plan ahead like the day of or whatever. I was like, I forgot to I didn't get ice. So we ended up not doing anything like that, but maybe next year we'll do that.
There was
Knowing
jello shooters galore in our neighborhood.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's usually Jello shots and stuff. But usually you can see like every dad walking around with either like a mug or a beer, like some type of mixed drink or something, as you're going around. But
yeah, this year all the moms got their little tumblers with their
wine.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, this year, like wearing this, like I couldn't drink or anything. So I was like, oh, so I didn't get to this year. But usually every other year we do. But no, it's been for like the lawn though, like it's been kind of weird with our weather. I still had a little bit of growth. Actually, my backyard's grown pretty good still. My front's pretty much, I think, done. But I don't know if it's the shade or what, but and we got some back in the 70s this week and gonna get a whole bunch of rain this weekend. So I have a feeling like it might, kick back up for a little bit. But there we went through a week of like 20s and that just stopped everything.
Yeah.
So really like my colors kind of went away and I wasn't mowing very much. I didn't really do a last fertilizer that I was kind of planning on doing. I may throw some liquid down like Thursday before the rain comes this weekend or something. But yeah, I mean, I was looking at last year's pictures compared to this year's pictures. I was much more green last year than I am this year. But
I did my first mow after my overseed was Sunday before Halloween, and I feel like last year, having done everything a couple weeks early, you get like 2 or 3 good mows in beforehand. So like the lawn is looking a little bit tighter, a little bit cleaner after that second or third mow. But it's dark. The lawn's really dark green right now. So that was pretty cool to see more of a contrast between me and the neighbors, since theirs has kind of gone to sleep and whatever. And mine's just kind of coming out of, getting fed and watered every day. So it's looking good. I'm excited to hit it again. But yeah, we were just talking a little bit before the show about the mid 70s coming up. So I'm hoping, to get a few more weeks in before I call it quits for sure.
Yeah. Normally last couple of years, that like, say trick or treats on Monday. So like Thursday, I'd hit it with liquid iron.
Yeah.
Real heavy too. And, and throw that last heavy dose of liquid iron on there. So then Monday hits, it's nice and green, but I didn't do anything this year. So, but
I don't miss that cold, Nate. I'll be mowing all the way into December probably.
It's just been, it's been so dry, and then it's been just up and down, up and down. Like I went to the Iowa game on Saturday. Yeah. It was beautiful. It was 70 degrees. I was sitting there in a t-shirt watching the game, in November. It was just, it's crazy. Like I said, I got out of work today and it was actually warm, like when I left work, it was 75 when I left work tonight. So I don't know. It's how it is in the Midwest. It's like get snow and then it'll turn around and be 70 and back and forth. And that's why Iowa's the easiest place to grow grass,
Stole some of my kids' Halloween candy, by the way. So I'm just gonna start eating it because I'm hungry.
So speaking of Halloween candy, what is the worst candy to give out, or what do you go to when you were a kid and there was a house giving out a certain candy and you're like, screw that, I don't even want this candy? What was that candy for you guys?
The worst?
Yeah.
Shit, all I can think about is the best. Tootsie Pops.
I didn't ask that.
Tootsie Rolls, Reese Pieces.
For me,
these Take Fives are my favorite.
Plain Reese or plain Hershey Kisses were the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, just straight chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, turd balls.
To me, it was Almond Joy or Mounds.
Oh, yeah. That's in there too.
Like I don't like coconut. And it was like every time I'd see those, I'm like, God, like I
what a waste of space.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't even take one. I'd just be like, oh, next house, let's roll.
See, I feel like apples? So those are like
apples.
Depends if they gave those out. I never seen them.
But back in
I guess back when we were kids, maybe.
Back in the early 90s, like when I was growing up, a caramel apple from the old lady down the corner. That was actually a pretty good treat. You know what I mean? Nowadays,
down the corner.
Yeah, nowadays it's like I don't know if I trust any of that stuff.
So I would put Mounds and Almond Joy in a separate category. Those are like ones that like I would just never eat. Like those would just immediately go in the garbage. Like
trash.
Just not even gonna try it. But a candies that I would eat, but ends up being like the ones that I choose not to until there's no other candy to eat. It's like that's like the end of your Halloween bag. Are like I think like Suckers or Jolly Ranchers, like those hard candy, those hard fruity candies. Like nah, lame. Give me something chocolate caramel or some I don't know, gummies or something squishy, but these rock hard candies are just so
something squishy.
Something squishy,
I took all my kids' big bars that they got and I threw them in the freezer.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So and I posted about it, but I'm like 100% legit. Like I literally talked to my kids about taxes and how taxes work. I explained to them the dad. I said, "This is dad taxes right now." So they laid out all their candy, and I'm like, "All right." I explained. I said, "So if me and mom go to work and we make this much money, so the government comes in and takes these, and you're left with this." They're kind of like, I said, "That's how taxes work." I said, "So now with your candy, this is mom and dad's tax right here." And I started pulling out, and my daughter's like, "Okay, that's fine." And I'm like, "Oh, you're supposed to get a little worked up," but yeah, like they got like I'll be honest. Like some years we buy good candy, like the name brand stuff that's like Reese's and Kit Kats,
you would actually eat.
Butterfingers and all that. This year we just went with like a smorgasbord, like the cheap bubble gum and
Freaking Smarties and
I like Smarties. Smarties are legit, but like it
Ugh.
was one of those bags that are like this big, and it's all like
Dum Dums.
gumdrops. It wasn't very good. Jujubes.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the candy that you're like, God damn it, why do they
exactly.
have this?
So I go through my whole kids' buckets, and there's none of that in there, and I'm like, damn, we were those people this year.
You were the ones.
we were the shitty house. You know what I mean?
So Shifty said, I think it was cheaper to hand out dollar bills these days.
Like, and then you got, like you guys were talking about earlier, you got the houses that are known for like the king size candy bars or the full size candy bars.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, yep, we're going there. You know what I mean? Those are the good ones.
So I'm sure, I mean, there's the whole, like, every time the parents got to like investigate the candy to make sure there's not a gun in there or something like the kids got, or needles or something strange. Like, I don't know, my family's they always do that. Like the parents got to like go through and stuff. And I guess we do it too. But every time we do that, I'm like, who the hell is going to be putting shit? I mean, this is our neighborhood. We're not, walking down the street, some random place downtown, wherever. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys, are you guys like super concerned about getting some weird crap in your kids' candy from your neighbors?
I mean, there's some weird people out there, man. Like, you never know. And like, they probably could never track it, honestly. So
that's
like,
true.
I mean, nobody would probably know, but yeah, I'll check it out. I checked everything out that she was eating.
Yeah,
you never know.
That's like my excuse for having a tax. Like that's when I'm taxing it. This is for your own good, kid. This is for your safety. But it's not free. It's not a free service, kid.
The weirdest house we had last night was the lady. It was an old lady and her husband, and he had a sign. He said, "Get your piece of candy to come inside and see the train."
Okay.
I said, no. No. You're not going in the house there, buddy.
Dad, he's got a train. Come on.
That's just weird to even have that out there. Like,
weird.
Even if you didn't mean any harm by it, that's just weird. Like,
unless your neighbors know you really well and they know you're just a prankster all around, like that's just creepy. Like, okay, kids, don't play around that guy's house. That's weird. Yeah.
Did any of you guys, like, growing up or even now, like, you have that one house that just like creeped the shit out of you? Like, you're like, oh, like maybe it was the old guy, or maybe like kind of like on Home Alone, how there's, the guy across the street from him, kind of weirds him out and stuff. Like, I remember there was one house where when I was growing up and kids tell stories, the older kids in the neighborhood or whatever, but everyone always said, oh, this lady's a witch. And so I was always shit scared to go by that house, like, all the time. Even like, but I had to deliver papers, and so that was like
he's scared to walk under the bridge.
Yeah, can't all have a bachelor pad underneath the bridge, you know what I mean? but yeah, so like there's always these stories about this one house, and it was just like it kind of creeped me out and everything. And but like I would deliver papers, but that was always like 4:00, but when it get dark over there, I was just like, oh man, I'm gonna sprint by this house because I'm not gonna get. I mean, you're like elementary school and stuff, but
so Olee, when you were a kid, were you one of the kids that would like go until you have your pillowcase full of candy, or were you one of the ones that got a little bit? You're like, okay, fuck this, my feet are tired, I'm going home. What was your level of enthusiasm?
We loaded up, man. We grew up poor, so when it was time to get some candy, we got all we could get.
That's awesome. What about you, Zach?
Really, the only thing I can remember is chasing girls when I was going trick-or-treating. And that was like the best time. Like, I'm not even talking like college. I'm talking like young, like, 6th, 7th, 5th, 6th grade. I just remember, but yeah, I used to try to get as much as I could.
Yeah.
See, I remember like going out and like, I mean, you'd hit like you go around like 2 or 3 times, and even like there was times where we'd like switch costumes or something and go like keep going, or like just barely change it. But like I remember like literally like if there was a light on, it was 9:00 and I was still hitting that house. Like we just go around. Like here, it was like 7:30 and it was just like there's no one around. Like it was like an hour and a half and done. I was just like, huh. I felt like it was just like, a fury of kids. And then it's just like, okay, everyone's done. Go home, go to bed.
Yeah, I would say probably our last one was probably, not that much after 8 o'clock at night, really. Like everybody got started early, like 6 o'clock, even before the sun was down. The little ones are out there already. But yeah, it was like a flurry of kids for a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and then boom, everybody goes home, which is kind of nice because at the end I was getting tired of handing out candy. I was like, all right, I kind of want to just put the bowl out there again. But it is Halloween. Okay, I'll keep handing it out. But yeah. Not super late.
And Halloween's one of those where like year to year, it's like you may go out and trick or treat and it's 12 degrees and snowing. And then the next year you might be like 80 and you're out there in like a t-shirt. It's like, I always remember like when my kids were littler, you never knew like what their costume was going to be. I mean, you get their costume, but you don't know if they're going to have like sweatpants and sweatshirt underneath of it, or, like they can just walk around like normal. But I said last night it was beautiful. It was in the 60s, upper 60s all night, just gorgeous. But like I said, I remember a couple years ago, like walking around, you got like stocking caps on and all that stuff on just to try and stay warm while you're out there.
LTZ says he would start trick-or-treating on the way home from school.
Yeah.
That's early, man. It's like 3:45. I don't know what time does school get out.
Nate, if you wanted to go way back, I mean, you and I are about the same age. I can remember how many blizzards we had on Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some years, it's snow or it's always. I feel like it was always raining. It seemed like it was always like 35 degrees and raining,
wet,
and just miserable, windy, cold.
Like, the cold, wet wind. Oh God, yeah.
Just a crappy night to go out. And like I said, I remember trying to take my kids out doing it and stuff like that. It's just like, oh, this isn't even fun,
Yeah.
And then a night like last night was just perfect night out. It was awesome. Well, Bill, it's a lawn of the week time.
Should we do lawn of the week? Yeah. All right. I don't know if Zach was able to get any pictures pulled up or not, but we'll go with it.
I am ready.
So I don't know where this guy's located. All right. Sorry, I just ate some candy. So for those of you listening, those of you who are the uninitiated and don't know what KOTG Lawn of the Week is, it's hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week. If you use that hashtag on posts of your grass of your yard, reels, something funny, something showing off your stripes. Doesn't have to be stripes though, but just show us your stuff. You use that hashtag. We're kind of following the hashtag. We're checking it out throughout the week. Guys are bantering back and forth, suggesting potential winners, and we settle on the lawn of the week, and we announce it here on the show. If you get KOTG Lawn of the Week, like Derek did here last week, you are part of an elite club of fellow DIY lawn care enthusiasts. You have eternal bragging rights, and you have your choice of either a bag of Pro Peat fertilizer that you can get on Home Depot, a 25-pound bag, whatever they have available. They'll get that shipped out to you, or some swag instead. And if you're international, we don't ship out fertilizer overseas or nothing. So it would be swag.
Actually,
but yes,
to cut you off there real quick, John told us
we're not shipping.
We're not going to ship. We're not going to ship out swag to overseas anymore because I think it cost them $100.
Oh God,
cost them $100 to send that hat to
all right,
whoever that was.
Those of you down south or up north, sorry guys. Or over east or west. Hi everybody.
I forgot. We forgot to tell you guys about that.
Yeah.
So hey, if you're in the continental US, go ahead and use that hashtag KOTG Lawn of the Week, and you get a chance at a bag of fertilizer from John over at Pro Peat. Thank you very much. But yes, okay. So this week, I'm not sure where he's located, but he's pretty swifty. We went with is it Swifty Lawn? Shifty. I was thinking of Rick and Morty, Swifty. But look at that, man. That's a nice cleanup right there.
Well, and the best part about it is the leaf. Like, I mean, not only do you get the color, the stripes,
the leaf domination,
but then you do that with the leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a not a dick move. That's a funny move, honestly. Like that's just like I am declaring my property line right here. It's hilarious, actually.
It is just such a clean look too. Like that nice. It's almost like he framed his lawn. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, that looks real good. Was that Kentucky Blue or Perennial Rye?
They're straight. It's all. I mean,
that would be my guess. One of those.
think he's fescue. He's in the
You think
chat.
so?
Yeah,
Let
he's
us
been
know,
in
man.
chat.
Let us know. What are we mowing?
Shifty.
My yard actually kind of looks,
Shifty
as far as the leaf domination, that's exactly how mine is rolling right now.
He
Yeah.
just got another honor too, didn't he, Olee?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he won. He won on the Fescue Freaks.
Oh,
the-
dang.
One of the month. Yes.
Well, congratulations, brother.
90-10.
Yeah, that looks good.
Sweet.
Mm.
Yeah, that's
Kentucky.
dark.
That's clean.
Yeah, man.
No
looks
sun
good.
either.
I bet
Yeah.
he took that picture and then 15 minutes later had to go out and mow again to keep that stripe. It was funny because Sunday, my neighbor across the street, like early in the morning, he was out mowing and blowing all the leaves from the front yard, putting them in a pile and like catching them all and had it all looking beautiful. And then 5-6 o'clock at night, the other half of the tree fell off. And so all the leaves were back over the yard. So sucks. I mean, this time of year, you got to keep up on it, especially you get a windy day or whatever, and they just drop. It's like crazy.
Well, yeah, and he's got a number of trees there too. So that's just like if we have one and it's not that much to deal with, but if you have multiple and they're dropping like that, that's just
It's
a
if
lot.
you have like 85 in your backyard on your hill, that's
Right,
a
yeah,
lot.
that
It's a
too,
lot.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
so are you getting a bunch in your yard, Nate? Do you have a big pile?
They're coming down.
Actually, so
That hill.
yeah, so me and my
So that's the hill sound. Anytime you talk about the hill.
Next
my
thing we'll
s-
be talking about cleats.
me and my son were out there blowing leaves into a pile on Sunday. So I mowed and then we decided to just go out there and blow some leaves into a pile.
Some fun.
Yeah, it was actually just kind of we were messing around more than anything. But
So
I
do
don't
you
know.
blow it before you mow and then you blow it after? Or like for real, like
Double blow.
like because I started
You started to blow what?
I used my blower before I mowed and then mowed, so because otherwise it was too much, and then I blew it again when I was done.
No, actually, so I mulch almost 99% of the time. So actually, but like when I was mulching, it wasn't like really getting a clean sweep, and I'm still mowing pretty low. Like, I'm under 3. So for, but it wasn't really like picking it up really well. So I actually went with like the discharge. So to try and get more suction out of it. So I discharged it all and I think it did a little bit better, but no, I mowed everything. Went over it, like I said, twice. So I got a good mow on it. And then, and I only go up my hill, maybe 5 passes or so. And then I haven't mowed the top of my hill for, I didn't mow it very much at all. It's long. I probably need to, I was telling my wife, I said, I need to mow it, get it all cut down before wintertime. So if we're going to want to go sledding on it, I don't want the grass really, I don't want it really, really long. So I'm probably gonna have to go work on that this weekend. But it's not very fun.
Start with, end with. You need it? I got the button right over here.
I can tell. But
So it sounds like, Derek, you have a pretty late season too then, right? You were thinking about you might be mowing almost year round. Is that what you were saying earlier?
I mowed year round last year. We had snow. We had a little bit of snow. And then probably about a week after it, I was mowing again. Because it doesn't stick around, not where I'm at. I'm right on the Chesapeake Bay. So it stays pretty warm.
Yeah.
It has to get pretty cold, a cold push from north to get to where I'm at. But
So do you appreciate, so I'm thinking is like, at some point for most of us, it'll be wintertime and we're not going to be out in the yard. And I kind of like that ability to kind of have a break. Cause then like you get pumped coming into spring, you kind of really look forward to it because you've been waiting all winter. I'd like a nice short winter. I don't want some big, long half my year I'm not outside. But for somebody like you or like Olee, who you're essentially kind of year round out there, do you feel like you ever get burnt out, or are you still like, does things kind of cool off to where you can kind of take it easy and then it ramps back up in the spring?
I think for me, because I haven't had a true year round yet with a success, between the 2 yards that I've had, I look forward to what the fall brings, because when you guys are winding down, I'm just starting to ramp up a little bit. So I kind of like to shove it in the face a little bit while I watch my shit was garbage during the summertime, and I get to see all them nice little stripes from y'all, and I'm just like, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Waiting.
Yeah. So I think after this one, there'll be a steady pattern moving forward. I don't know. I don't get tired of it. I'm OCD. So, like today, just like what Zach said, I came home and I think I stood out there 15, 20 minutes and just stared at it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So,
the handiwork.
I was on the phone with the wife. She was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm looking at the yard." She was like, "Goodbye."
We're done.
It was funny.
So,
I got actually the blow up mattress I took to Louisville. I got it out the other day, and I had it on my living room floor. Like I moved the table and everything out of the way, and my daughter and I were like wrestling and jumping on it and stuff. But then I was like messing with her. I was like, "Hey, there's Elsa outside," and then she would like look, and I would like push her off the couch. But then she was like, "Hey, the neighbor's mowing your grass," and then she pushed me off. And then she pushed me off with it. It was funny she thought of that.
Yeah, she knows you too well.
Like, neighbors in your yard. I'm like, what?
Minivan.
Yeah, that too.
that's gonna be my
Morons.
biggest.
Man.
That's gonna be my biggest challenge is keeping my true green neighbor at bay. I think I spray about 4 or 5 feet into his yard every time I do weed control.
Yeah, man, I got to push back against that. Keep that out of your yard for sure. Oh man,
Looks like we have somebody trying to join us here.
I know. Was he able to get on?
Is it Grizzly Adams?
hope
Aladdin? Aladdin?
So Nate, Zach, do you guys appreciate having the off season, or would you guys rather be hitting the grass year round?
I see Zach's already posting these snowblower videos, and I'm like, dude, chill out. Like
Calm down.
I'm not a fan of like shoveling and snow blowing and shit like that. Like I don't like it at all. I don't enjoy it. Like I like cutting grass, but I do not like snow removal. A lot of people are like, oh, they go hand in hand. I'm like, bullshit. Like it's not fun at all. Like I don't like it. And because halftime it's not like I get home and all of a sudden it's like, oh, it just started snowing. It's going to be 2 inches and I can clear it off and go to bed. It's always like, oh, I wake up and then, there's a foot of snow in your driveway. And it's like, oh, 4 o'clock in the morning, I got to go out there and shovel, sweat my ass off, and then come inside, take a shower and be an hour late for work. So I'm not a fan of, I like snow, but I'm not a fan of like snow removal, snow shoveling, snow blowing, just not a fan of it. So I'm not looking forward to it. I know my wife is probably looking forward to the lawn kind of dying off and just, like not being out there all the time, not talking about it, not thinking about it and all that stuff. I know she's excited for that. But yeah. So
if I could mow all year, I would be super happy. Honestly, I don't like the break. Like I need something to do to keep me going. Like, so that's why I so I hate the winter, but I like the snow because it gives me something to go out there and do, and kind of like the lawn. It gets me something to go out there and do. But I mean, being cooped up inside and cold and not being able to go out and just do something that, it,
You think, let me ask a question here, and I've been thinking about it. If you didn't have a break in a season to, especially like a fescue, and you could mow it year round, do you think it would develop better and as a product and an end result versus having a slightly dormant season?
That's a good question. I never really thought about that. Yeah. What do you think, Olee? Your grass looks pretty good usually.
Well, like this time of year,
I'm just saying, like if we had like what we had, your 70s and nothing lower than your 40s at night on a consistent basis through. I mean, I see what you turn up. I mean, you do well. Of course, I mean, you're facing a drought more than I am. I've had a lot more rain than you have, so that's why I'm doing so well. But I'm just curious, like if you didn't have those temperatures, like Nate and Zach and Bill dropping them 30s and 20s and below zeros.
yeah. I mean, if we could have the weather that we're having right now all the time, it'd be phenomenal. Like 70 during the day, 45, 50 at night. I mean, that's just awesome for cool season. And then once we have those 50-degree nights, we don't have to worry about the fungus and all that bull crap, that normally we have when it's so, humid and gross. So, and this kind of weather is good weather as far as like pushing roots and, that type of thing. So right now is recovery time. If we'd get some, like say, we were supposed to have all that rain over the weekend and we got a half inch. And then the last 30 days, we've got a half inch. Let me rephrase that. We've got a half inch in the last 30 days. So we need rain, something terrible. I can't wait for some rain, but at least we're not, it dropped pretty cold there for a little bit, but it's, like this week, every day we're somewhere in the 70s and every night somewhere between 48 and 54. So we'll still be growing if we'll just get some moisture.
Yeah.
Growing, not showing.
That's right. I'm a grower. I'm a grower, not a shower.
And that my problem is, because I know you keep those temperatures pretty consistent like I do, but with me so close to the bay, I deal with that humidity so bad.
Whoa, who do we got here, everybody?
There.
Thank
Oh
you.
my
Drinking
goodness.
gasoline.
Gasoline. You're going to set his beard on fire.
Syrup. Look at that. He's looking a little more dapper now.
So
Dapper Dan. Dapper Dan.
I love the vest.
I know I'm a little older than that movie about my life back in the day, but I'm still around.
Bear.
you got that
Where's
pumpkin?
Where's your bear?
Oh, my pumpkin's outside. Should I grab it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah.
want to see that thing.
I want to see that pumpkin.
Hold on.
Snowing yet?
BRB.
Oh, man.
I saw you put
Check
in
on
the
his
Discord.
garage.
He's supposed to get
Garage
snow
door's
tonight.
coming up.
At least he's got a shirt on.
Oh, back, it's windy out here.
Don't worry, babe.
He said
Okay.
his wife had a girlfriend to keep her busy while he was doing all this.
Yeah.
Dang, that is sweet.
I like that.
It's my best work.
That's nice.
So what'd you do? Did
Yeah.
you use a knife or what? Drill?
How do you scoop that
Nice.
out?
It was really hard. Like I cut my finger right there a little bit.
Oh, so you didn't even go all the way in. You just
He was just scratching at it.
He just used the tip.
That's the tip. I was trying to be like a real pumpkin.
Yeah.
Cool. No, man,
You was
looks
trying to
good.
get
that looks
you
cool.
were trying to get that 3D effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't ever do that.
Yeah, cut a hole in the bottom and wear that sucker.
So do you eat the seeds?
No, they're in a bucket outside, probably halfway down the street now. We got a storm blowing in.
Hey, you got
Wow.
your snowblower ready?
That's why it's blowing his shirt off right now.
I'm a man. I shovel my snow. No, I don't get enough to buy a snowblower. One day
One day.
when I'm older.
I like the shovel too.
I like
sorry
it for like.
I thought we were doing a costume thing, so I got dressed. Now I'm
I didn't have a costume this year, so I didn't have anything to put on. I thought about, I was like, what can I go find? And I tried to find an old Buzz Lightyear one I had from a couple years ago. I couldn't find it. So that's my bad, you guys. Otherwise, I would have totally dressed up.
I didn't have a costume, and my daughter said, "Why don't you be a lawn nerd?" Great idea. I am McLovin.
I tried to get my wife to do that. I was trying to get her to like wear the typical dad outfit, but
So that's what the glasses were for, McLovin.
No, I'm supposed to wear these when I drive, but boring.
All right, last question. Get out of here. Get out of here. Making too much noise.
Yeah.
Are you coming to GIE next year?
I think I ought to, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Every
And
year. I regret not
don't be
going.
like everybody that says they're going and then they don't go. I mean, like, commit.
buy your tickets
know.
now.
I'm
Yeah,
going.
we were talking about that too, about you going. We're
I'm
I don't know
going,
how
Olee.
true. I don't know how true it is. I don't know how true it is, but I was told that people. He needs more beard.
Yeah.
Keep growing your hair out for GIE. It might be that length.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Getting there. I'm almost into man bun length. Pretty exciting times.
yeah, you
Well-
for sure should go next year.
Yeah.
Like everyone should go next year.
Yep.
Yeah.
I started a new
Yes.
job and I didn't have the vacation time really. And
Wah, wah, wah.
I told myself that'd never be an excuse, but then I got to feed my kids, I guess.
Olee, Zach, you
They'll
remember,
last for 3 or 4 days.
you remember when I smacked my leg on the side of the bed? Remember when
Who?
that? You remember when I was walking by?
That's,
Remember when I was walking by the bed?
What?
and I
not
hit-
supposed to talk about that, Nate.
No, do you remember that though?
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Luckily, we were not in bed together. No.
No.
So we're walking by it.
Walking around the bed and I hit on like the corner. Dude, my leg
Yeah.
is still freaking bruised and like super, super sore from that. Like I must have
Yeah,
like
I'm still damaged too. Every night when I go to bed, I hear. And then I hear Zach giggle.
Actually, did you send me like I didn't realize it until after the show last week?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
I'm getting
I didn't see it until I laid in bed, like, and I was like, "What?"
I'm getting my own place next year.
No, you won't.
I'm too cheap. You're right.
Well, that what I mean. That ended up. Let's see if you can hear it.
See? Don't even snore. Can't hear anything.
Dang, can't hear it.
Actually, the other night, my wife was like, God, you were snoring so loud. I was about ready to get up and go sleep in the other room. And I'm like, whoa, you have never said that in like 10 years.
Oh man.
It seriously sounds like a chainsaw, like trying to start it up. Like,
Don't they have like mouth
Um,
guards and things you can use to help like not snore?
A mouth muffler.
a muzzle.
We'll bring one of those with us and we'll put it in you when you're asleep.
I'll wear this, see if it helps.
See,
There you go.
here's the real scary part about that. You're laying there and you're listening to McCulloch over there. You're listening to Zach giggle, and then next thing you know, Nate don't breathe for like 2 minutes.
Like, oh shit.
You're like, oh shit. And then he goes right back. And you're like, okay, he's okay. We can go back to sleep now.
Well, when I was laughing at you because you were making like comments under your breath. Like, sounds like a fucking chainsaw. Same shit. And that's what was
He was
making
over
me
there
laugh.
bitching
'cause I
about
was
it.
like,
He did. He sounded like my dad's got an old ass McCulloch. That's what it sounded like. McCulloch.
Oh, that's funny.
it was all right. We still had enough juice to get to the event and all night. So
Yep. One thing for sure, you can't argue with a fellow who snores who slept the most. He'd wake up I didn't hardly sleep a bit. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
He slept a lot more than the other two of us. But it was a good time. Good times, good times.
Start looking for my own hotel room right now. My nice one.
I just need one wall in between us.
One story. Yeah, it's called the ceiling and the floor. That's what you need.
You guys use
Shout out to Yard Hard in the chat.
That's
Oh,
oh, that's nice.
What does that hat say?
I'm just looking at that nipple.
LI 700.
That is a gorgeous man right there.
I love the glasses too. That's perfect.
I can't believe he didn't dress up as a true green applicator.
Dude, I was working on that all night and I couldn't pull it off. That's what I was trying to be all night. Next year.
I was giving him a bunch of shit about that True Green in Discord. One of the guys was like, easy now.
Oh man.
That's good.
Yeah, I saw Justin he told me to save that. I was already on it. Nothing safe in that Discord.
I was just
No.
making sure because you got enough of me. I just wanted someone else.
Spread the love.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
No, that was a good costume though. Yeah, I still got some of you on here too. But yeah. You guys want to wrap it up or
Yeah, man, let's do it. Let's call it a night, y'all. Thank you, everybody. This was fun. I love Halloween season.
I do too, but yeah, now it's like, okay, Thanksgiving, Christmas next, Super
It's
Bowl,
like-
Valentine's Day.
Cancun.
First cut of the season. 2023, boys.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's all downhill
Anybody-
from here for a while.
Anybody want to meet me in Mexico in January? Come on.
I'm
I'll be
going in
there.
I'm going in 5 weeks.
Nice.
Are you-
78 days.
You guys going to Cancun or where you guys headed?
Yeah, we're going to Cancun
Nice.
for 5 days.
That'll be fun. Haven't done that in
Are
a
you
while.
going, Nate?
South of Cancun, Playa del Carmen.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
So we own a timeshare there. So
KOTG meetup next year.
we could. Even year. It's gotta be the even years. So I
All
have
right, 2024, man. Let's plan it out.
we can do it. Yeah, we're gonna go the first week of December. So
What if we just come down there with you in 5 weeks?
let's roll. Let's roll.
All
We'll
right,
sleep
any
on
last
the
words,
floor.
Justin?
No, I just want to hear Nate explain this elephant thing, but that's maybe a different time.
Does the hairy man have shaved armpits?
I don't grow hair below my face.
Damn.
There's a little bit of hair there.
That's convenient. Yeah, shoot.
I got no chest hair, nothing, dude. It's just stops
I don't
here.
know. Says
cat.
did Lyle? Okay.
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna give me a complex.
You got some competition.
All the time, people are like, "You shave your legs?" I'm like, "No, I just don't grow hair."
Well, that's not, I don't guess that's a bad thing.
Oh, it's very sexy.
Looks like a little baby bird.
No, I wouldn't, I don't know.
Baby bird.
That's hilarious. All right.
Peace out.
Later.
All right.
See ya.
See you.
Go Hawks.